They think I have no choice. That survival means bending. That obedience to people is the same as obedience to God. But some things, I will never compromise. Not even for life itself.
Lydia, Clara, who left the window open again? Stop standing there like statues and clean up.
God, give me courage. Give me strength. Show me the way, even if it's dangerous.
Lydia, why are you standing here like a statue? Come inside before you get sick.
I can't, not yet. I just need a moment.
Lydia, you always do this. What are you thinking about?
About choices. About the things people force us to do. Some things, I can't compromise, Clara. Not even if it's for survival.
Compromise? Girl, look at our lives. Aunt Rose is crazy, yes, but she keeps the roof over our heads. Maybe we should just, do what she says.
No, some things are bigger than fear. Bigger than survival. Fear God, not men, Clara.
You really believe that, even when everyone else is against you?
I have to, even if it means I stand alone, even if it's hard. Even if people don't understand. Lord, give me strength. Give me courage. I can't do what is wrong. Protect me. Guide me, even if I stand alone.
Lydia, open this door, now. How dare you? How dare you speak to Clara like that? You think you can tell her what to do? You think you can act like this is your house, like you have any say at all? Do you know what it took to take care of you? Do you know what it meant, when your mother, when she died, and I carried you in my arms? I fed you, I clothed you, I worked myself until my hands were raw. And now I lost my job, and I need help. I need someone to stand with me, to help me survive. And you sit there, thinking you can ignore me. You think you can just do whatever you like. You are here because I let you be. You are nothing without me. Nothing. Do you understand? I have sacrificed everything for you. And now that I need help, you think you can refuse me. You think you can stay here, safe, untouched, while I suffer. You are where you are because of me. Your mother is gone. I am the one who kept you. And now I ask, I demand, and you defy me. You will do as I say, or leave. You see this TV? This TV you are watching, these lights, the tokens running right now, they are mine. You sit here, you are comfortable, you laugh, you eat, you sleep under my roof. But when it's time to help this family, suddenly everyone is holy. Suddenly everyone has principles. Your sister thinks she can stand there and look at me like that. Like she is better than me. Like she knows life. Let me be very clear with you, Clara. You have two choices. You go to your sister. You talk to her. You make her understand that this house does not run on prayers. Or both of you leave. Tonight, not tomorrow. Tonight, go outside. See if fear of God will pay rent. See if it will buy food. See if it will keep you warm when the door is closed. I am trying to help you. I am trying to make sure you survive. But I will not beg children in my own house. Go, clean your sister's head. Or pack your things.
Lydia, can I talk to you? Lydia, why don't we just do what Auntie is asking? She said she will throw us out. She said we will sleep outside. I don't like being hungry. You remember last time, when we didn't eat for 2 days? I was so dizzy. I don't want that again.
I remember.
She said it's just talking to people. Just smiling. Just doing what they want. She said everyone does it. She said God will understand. Is it really that bad? Why don't you want to do it, Lydia? Why are you always fighting Auntie?
Clara, I hear you. I know Auntie wants peace. I know she wants money. I know she wants us to agree, to smile when we don't want to smile, to sit where we are uncomfortable sitting, to accept instructions that make our hearts heavy, to obey her voice even when it silences our own. She wants us to cooperate. She wants us to stop asking questions. She wants us to do what benefits her situation and call it survival. She wants us to believe that because everyone does it, it must be right. She wants us to believe that God does not see this part of our lives. But Clara, there are moments when authority asks for something it was never given the right to demand. There are moments when obedience to people becomes disobedience to God. I am not fighting Auntie. I am choosing who I fear, because the day we agree to lose ourselves just to stay comfortable, is the day we begin living as slaves without chains, and I refuse to let our story start like that.
So, what happens when you fear God more than people?
Clara, when you fear God more than people, the first change happens inside you. It is quiet at first. You feel it in your heart. You notice things you never noticed before. The world keeps moving and screaming, and you suddenly start hearing a quiet voice inside, a whisper that says, "This is not right." You begin to see when something is wrong, even when everyone else says it is normal. You feel uncomfortable with decisions that once seemed easy. Your body may want to go along, to survive, to avoid conflict, but your heart resists. And the more your heart resists, the louder it gets. That quiet voice becomes a roar. You can't ignore it. Fearing God doesn't make life easier. It makes your conscience louder. It makes you aware that not everything that keeps you alive is good for your soul. Not everything that feeds your body feeds your spirit. Not everything that comforts you is safe for your heart. And Clara, that is terrifying for some people. They don't like this awakening because it forces them to look at themselves honestly for the first time in years, maybe decades. When you fear God more than people, you stop living only for today. You start thinking about tomorrow, about who you are becoming, about the choices you make quietly, when no one is watching. You start realizing that every compromise, every small bend, every lie, even if it seems harmless, has consequences. You start asking yourself questions people rarely ask. What will this cost me later? What part of me will I lose if I agree to this? Who will I become if I keep saying yes to what feels wrong? Most people stop fearing God here because fear of God demands honesty. And honesty is uncomfortable. People compromise not because they are evil, but because they are tired. Because they are afraid. Because they are hungry. Because they cannot see another way. They tell themselves lies. It's just this once. Everyone does it. God will understand. I'll fix it later. But fear of God teaches you not to lie to yourself. It teaches you to face the truth even when it is scary. It teaches you that some doors should remain closed, even if they look like opportunities. That some shortcuts will destroy you slowly. That some help comes with chains. People will misunderstand you. They may call you proud. They may say you think you are better than them. Too serious. Too difficult. Too holy. But the truth is, you are not trying to be better than anyone. You are trying not to lose yourself. Fearing God teaches you that peace is more valuable than approval, dignity more valuable than comfort, and being right with God more valuable than being accepted by people. And Clara, this is something the world will never tell you. Sometimes fearing God will cost you. Not because God is cruel, but because the world rewards compromise. The world rewards silence. It rewards obedience to systems. It rewards people who do not question, but fear of God trains you to stand even when standing costs you. It trains you to refuse what will destroy you even if it looks like survival. Look at what happened in Exodus chapter 1. There were people living under oppression, under authority, under fear. Pharaoh was powerful. He controlled life and survival. He controlled the system, and people obeyed him because they were afraid. But then there were two women, Shiphrah and Puah. Ordinary women, no power, no protection. Pharaoh gave them a command that seemed clear and legal, but deadly. He told them to destroy life. The Bible says, but the midwives feared God, and God dealt well with the midwives, Exodus 1:17. They refused because they feared God more than Pharaoh. They chose conscience over command, obedience to God over obedience to man. And God rewarded them. He blessed them. He gave them families. He protected them. Clara, fear of God is not a feeling. It is a choice, a posture, a decision. It may not make the world easier, but it makes your soul whole. It may not protect you from every hardship, but it protects you from losing yourself. It may not remove danger immediately, but it secures a future that the world cannot take. When you fear God more than people, you become free inside. Even if life is hard, you walk with peace. Even when the road is narrow, you may struggle, but you are not broken. You may lack, but you are not empty. You may be misunderstood, but God sees. You may be attacked, but God protects. One day, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, you will look back and thank God for every no you said when saying yes would have destroyed you. That is what happens. And Clara, remember this, fear of God is the foundation of wisdom. It is the root that keeps your life steady. Everything else you build without it is shaky. But when you fear God, your life stands. Your choices are guided. Your heart is aligned. And the blessings God has for you cannot be destroyed by human fear, by human pressure, or by human compromise. This is why the world fears the faithful. This is why systems try to force obedience. But the God we serve honors those who stand, protects those who choose him over compromise, and rewards those who refuse what is wrong even when it is hard. And Clara, this is only the beginning. Because fearing God is not just about saying no. It is about learning to walk in a way that protects your heart, your mind, your soul. It is about making choices the world hates but the Lord sees. It is about preparing for a destiny that cannot be bought, rented, or stolen. It is about walking through life with a quiet confidence that comes from knowing, if God is for me, who can be against me?
Lydia, I hear what you're saying about fearing God, about saying no, about standing even when it's hard, but I want to know, if we do all this, if we refuse to compromise, if we stand for God over people, what does he actually do for us? How do we see it, feel it, or know it's real? Does God really reward obedience?
Clara, oh, my sister, yes, he does. And the reward is not always what we expect. Sometimes it's quiet, sometimes invisible, sometimes delayed, but it is certain. Let me explain. When you choose God over the world, when you say no to compromise, when you refuse to do what is easy but wrong, the first reward is protection. Not always from hardship, not always from struggle, but from the things that would have destroyed your spirit. Like Shiphrah and Puah, Pharaoh commanded them to destroy life, and yet God protected them. They were ordinary women facing extraordinary danger, and God's favor shielded them. Today, in our world, think about it. There are situations where doing the right thing might cost you your job, your friends, your reputation. You might feel alone. You might fear the consequences. But God's protection is real. He doesn't always remove the storm, but he ensures you survive it, that you emerge intact, unbroken, and stronger than before. The second reward is provision. God opens doors humans cannot see. Opportunities arise when you least expect them. People show up in your life who can help you. Resources appear in ways that have no logical explanation. And it always aligns with your purpose. It's not always immediate, sometimes the waiting feels unbearable, but every act of obedience plants seeds that will bloom in God's timing. The third reward is legacy. Every time you stand, every time you refuse what is wrong, you leave a mark. You influence the world in ways you may never realize. Like Shiphrah and Puah, their courage preserved generations. Their faithfulness became part of God's story, remembered forever. Clara, your choices today, your acts of obedience, your refusal to compromise, these are not wasted. They ripple beyond what you see. They touch people you may never meet. They protect others, shape others, and bring God's plan to life. And the fourth reward, this one is subtle but powerful, inner alignment and peace. The world may misunderstand you. People may call you stubborn, proud, or foolish. You may be mocked. But inside, there is no regret. There is no guilt. There is no shame that comes from compromise. You know you stood for truth, you honored God, you preserved your conscience. That peace, that quiet certainty, is a reward money cannot buy, comfort cannot give, and authority cannot take. Clara, let me give you a truth that the world hides. Sometimes, the reward is not what you receive, but what you are kept from becoming. Every compromise avoided, every shortcut refused, every wrong step not taken, God preserves your soul from destruction. He protects your identity. He shields your heart. And one day, you will see clearly that saying no was the most valuable yes you could have ever given. And yes, sometimes the reward takes time. Sometimes it feels invisible. Sometimes it feels like nothing is happening. But God's timing is perfect. His favor is active even when unseen. His blessings are working behind the scenes. And when the time comes, when his plan unfolds, you will look back and say, everything I resisted, everything I refused, everything I feared was worth it. Clara, standing for God is never easy. The world always pressures, threatens, tempts, and shouts. But fear of God over people ensures that when the storm comes, you do not break. When opportunities come, you do not compromise. When life tests you, you do not fail. And that is the reality of God's reward. So, my sister, yes, he sees. He protects. He provides. He honors. He blesses. He preserves. And he does it in ways the world cannot see but will never forget. And Clara, let me tell you the final, eternal truth. When you choose God over people, your reward is not temporary. It is eternal. Your obedience today writes a story that will echo in heaven, a story that inspires, protects, and blesses generations. Like Shiphrah and Puah, your courage today is not just for you, it is for life, for legacy, for destiny. That is what it means to stand, to fear God more than people, and to trust him with your life, your future, and your soul. That is the reward.
Lydia, I don't know where we will go. We have nothing. No money, no people, no plan. All I know is this house has become heavy. Every corner of it feels like it's closing in on me. And every day we stay, something inside me dies a little. If it truly pays to walk in obedience, if God really rewards faithfulness like you say, then maybe the only thing we can do is leave. Let us leave this house, not because we are brave, not because we are strong, but because staying is killing us slowly. I remember something, Lydia, when Mum was still alive, she once told us about Hagar. She told us about a woman who was alone, rejected, sent away with nothing. A woman who didn't know where she would sleep or how she would survive. But God saw her. Mum said Hagar called him the God who sees. And if God could see Hagar in the wilderness, then maybe he can see us too, even if we walk out tonight with nothing but our faith. I don't want to compromise my body anymore. I don't want to trade my dignity for survival. I don't want to live by fear anymore. If Shiphrah and Puah could stand when death was the order, if they could obey God when disobedience could have killed them, then maybe obedience is worth the risk. I'm ready, Lydia. I'm ready to walk away. Even if the road is dark, even if we don't know where it leads, if God really rewards faithfulness, let us find out.
Clara, what you just said, that is not fear speaking. That is faith waking up. You're right, we don't have money. We don't have connections. We don't have guarantees. But listen to me carefully. There are moments in life when staying is more dangerous than leaving. When obedience feels risky, but compromise is deadly. Shiphrah and Puah did not know how God would protect them. They did not know what Pharaoh would do next. They only knew one thing. They feared God more than they feared consequences. And God met them there. Clara, obedience is not always loud. Sometimes it looks like walking out quietly in the night. Sometimes it looks like trusting God with no backup plan. Sometimes it looks like choosing dignity when hunger is shouting. The God who saw Hagar sees you. The God who protected the midwives sees us. The God who provides in the wilderness is still the same today. We will leave this house, not because we know where we are going, but because we know who is going with us. We will walk out in faith, and let God do what only God can do.
Then let's go, before fear talks us out of obedience.
Yes, let's go.
And so, Clara and Lydia have made their choice. They left behind the only home they knew, full of fear, full of danger, full of temptation. They chose faith over fear, God over survival, obedience over compromise. But this is only the beginning. The road ahead will not be easy. It will be full of challenges, whispers, and tests. They will face moments where giving in will seem simpler. They will see doors that promise safety and comfort, but come with chains. They will question themselves. They will wonder if they made the right choice. And this is where faith begins to speak. This is where God shows His power in ways that the world cannot see. This is where miracles quietly form, where unseen protection surrounds those who trust Him, and where courage becomes a light in the darkness. But you will have to see it for yourself. Will Clara and Lydia remain faithful? Will they find provision when the world says there is none? Will they face temptation and stand strong, or will they bend under pressure? If you are watching this story, make sure you like this video. Comment below with part 2 so we know you're ready to see what happens next. Share this story with someone who needs to hear it. Because the lessons here, the courage, the obedience, the faith, these are not just for them. They are for you too. Remember, this is not the end. This is the beginning of something bigger than a story. It is a journey of faith. A journey of fearlessness. A journey that will challenge you to ask yourself, would I trust God when the world offers everything but truth? So, watch closely. Listen carefully. And get ready. Part 2 is coming. And when it comes, you will see the unseen. You will witness the power of God, the reward of obedience, and the strength of faith. you will feel what it truly means to fear God more than people. This is only the beginning. And the next chapter will change everything.